Hi YouTubers, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining us. So today we're going to be doing the differential on my AMG SLC43. It's not a hard job. You get charged quite a lot for it by Mercedes. So it's definitely worth something doing yourself. Now on my particular car, the service interval is I think every 40,000 miles and we're on 36,000 now. So it's definitely due. It's time to be done. Let me show you what we got on the trolley and we'll start to get on with the job. So on the trolley we have a torque wrench. The torque specs are 50 Newton meters for the drain and the fill plugs. We've got our sockets. In this case, mine is a 19 millimeter bolt that we need to undo for both the drain and the fill. To put the fluid back in, I have this pump. Used it many times before on the channel. You've seen it before. Works really well. I've got a feeling that this will actually screw straight onto the Castrol tops, so that'd be even easier. Now, what I'm using here is the Castrol Transmax Limited Slip LL 75W140. I'm going to put up on the screen the specs that you get from Mercedes-Benz. Basically, this is exactly what Mercedes-Benz would use. And in fact, if you try and buy the correct fluid from Mercedes, Mercedes-Benz 235.61, I think it is for my car, they will give you quite happily half a litre for a very expensive price of probably around £30 per 0.5 of a litre. This you can buy straight from Castrol. This is about £18 for 1 litre. So you are being fleeced if you go to the dealership. But there you can see it's the 235.61. That's what we need. And this is what Mercedes themselves will put back into that differential. Probably will take about 1.2 litres. What you'll know when it's full, because where you fill it in, the fluid will start leaking out of that hole once you've got to the right level. So let's get under the car and let's now loosen those bolts and get on with this job. It's always vitally important that you're able to actually open the fill plug before you even consider about opening the drain. You don't want to be in a position where you can't get fluid back in because you can't get the drain plug off. So we're going to do that first. We're going to remove the fill plug, make sure we can top it back up again before we even consider doing the drain. Okay, so our fill plug is out. There's our fill plug. Now we'll get on with the drain one, which is this side. So we know we can put stuff back in now, which is all good. Let's start draining. Where is it going to come shooting out like? There we go. Now look how black that oil is. It shouldn't be like that. It should be golden. So it's a good job we're doing this. So we'll let that drain now for a bit, and then once it's got most of it out, we put the drain plug back in, and then we'll start pumping in our new fluid. So we'll let that drain for a bit now. I'm going to clean up these bolts. Okay, so this will do up to 50 Newton meters. Right, let me get the torque wrench. So what we're going to do now is push this hose into that fill hole where we've taken out the fill plug. Easier said than done. There we go. Right, and now we need to pump in our new fluid. So you keep doing this until the fluid starts to come out of the lip of that fill hole. Right, does your arms in a bit. Right, so we're already at 1 litre, so let's go and fill up our pumper again. Right, let's keep on pumping. There we go, she's starting to trickle out now. So we take out our hose and now we put our plug in. And we'll tighten that up to 50 Newton meters. And there's our 50 Newton meters, and we can spray off the mess. So it seems like we put in basically 1.4 maybe, yeah, 1.4 roughly of fluid. Mercedes specs say 1.2, but I think it was really empty. What came out, it wasn't as much as 1.4 litres anyway. But yeah, that's pretty much the job. Literally took 20 minutes, a huge saving over what you'd pay the dealership to do this, and this is the stuff they use anyway. So there you have it, guys. Shockingly, it would seem we only got out, when we measured it, just over 700, maybe 800 millilitres of old oil. So this was definitely needing its differential oil topped up. Remember, we ended up putting in about 1.4. Wow. So guys, that is job done. Differential oil has been replaced. Took half hour of our time, saved us loads of money. So I'm going to get the SLC off these ramps now, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks for joining us.